Hey lovely ladies, how are you? Welcome. Day 4 of our Habit Queen, Becoming a Habit Queen. So Leanne Vanderlight from Well Woman's Map, and we're going to be talking about just the real stuff, right? The real stuff that we're doing or not doing. So we're smart women, we know that, right? We know what we're meant to be doing. And you know, sometimes we do need to look at the really simple back to basic stuff, right? So typically what I'm doing when I'm coaching or in any of my programs or any of the mentoring that I'm doing, we're actually looking at what's helpful, what we could do that's going to be helpful to us, what habits are helpful, and definitely understanding the unhelpful habits. So what don't we need, what are we doing? And we often know what we're doing, right? We don't necessarily know why we're doing it sometimes, but we know what we're doing. We're not silly. And we have to learn how to tweak, swap, not necessarily cold turkey or remove, because I find it's much easier to help a client add in goodness and good stuff into her world, more positives, than trying to say to someone, stop doing that, right? The minute you say to someone, you can't have that, or stop doing this, or stop doing that, of course they want to have it, right? So it just doesn't work. I just don't find cold turkey ever works for anyone. And it's unrealistic, it's harsh, it's awful, right? It feels awful. So no wonder no one wants to do that, or women don't stick to that kind of behavior, right? So it's just another negative, I look at that as quite a negative behavior, and it's very hard to stick with when it feels crap, right? So we're aiming to help you feel great about your decisions, great about your choices, making choices that make total sense to you, that you feel good about, that makes sense, right? We're not telling you to stop eating carrots or something stupid like that, or a banana, which most people get told not to have because it's a fruit, right? Oh my God, don't eat a fruit, but you can eat a Mars bar, right? Obviously, this is the thing. So women will be not eating fruit, but at the same breath, they're having Coca-Cola and Southern Coke or whatever, right? Like, so there's a mismatch here between, I'm going to fast, but then I'm going to go and have a massive chicken and parma at nothing wrong with the chicken and parma, but chicken parma and Bunny and Coke at the pub for lunch. So where is the sense in fasting one day? It's these strange habits that we have, and we're following what we think is right, but it's not right for us, and it's actually just diet, blah, 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 culture, right? That you've been following for 20 years and it's still not working. You're still looking for the answer, right? So, yes, we want to be, we want to lose the weight, sure. We want to be healthy. We want to have energy. You may not even have a weight issue, right? Like maybe it's a sleep issue. Maybe it's a sugar addiction. Maybe it's just feeling older and not moving and achy and aches and pains, like inflammation, right? A lot of women I know have fibromyalgia and immune issues and gut health, right? So there's all sorts of things happening for us, especially menopause symptoms. So there's, it's not always about weight. In fact, it's never about weight. Weight is a symptom of something bigger that's going on, whether it be no boundaries, saying yes to everybody, not getting enough sleep, too stressed, like working long hours, not eating, not looking after yourself. It could definitely stress, because stress is a really bad one for cortisol levels, our hormones, everything gets unbalanced, our gut gets unbalanced, everything, right? It ruins our health. So, sometimes it has nothing to do with weight and everything to do with structure and routine and habit, right? So you would have heard me, if you've been following me, you've heard me say this a million times, and go back through the videos for the last few days. If you are new to me, you don't need motivation and willpower and all those things and accountability. You just need some routines that work for you, that you're happy to do and that it makes sense to do, right? So I'm going to take you back to basics, like really basic. If you're not drinking water, if you're not having lunch, if you're not having, some women are not eating enough, right? So they're exhausted by the end of the day, and then they're going for the chips in the cupboard. So, or addicted to sugar because they're looking for something, right? Their body is starving. So the thing with not eating is it has it has a really bad effect on your metabolism, on your hormones, on your blood sugar levels, all sorts of things. So this, you know, we just want a balance. We want a life balance, right? Life balance between choosing something for you, something that you're happy with, how you want to live, how you want to be showing up, feeling really healthy and energized, as well as doing some healthy things for yourself. It's not, you know, it's the problem with knowledge is we're always looking for knowledge and we're always looking for the quick way, and there isn't a quick way that's going to last. Right? A quick way doesn't last, right? That's why it's quick. Like, hello, that's why it's quick. It won't last. So what about we put some lifestyle changes in place or some new positive habits that are going to stick, right? That you can put in your day at any point in time, right? So today we're going to talk about, or we're going to declare an unhelpful habit that you have that you would like to change, right? And then we're going to work out a strategy for how you would change that habit, yeah? And it's not just like this whole challenge isn't about just changing habits, right? It's actually changing the vibe, changing your energy, changing your life, changing the way you're showing up, the way you think about yourself, the way you feel. Because women want to feel comfortable in their own skin, right? We get to our age, my age, your age, whatever age it is, you want to be comfortable and really confident in your own ability, your own self, your own boundaries, and trusting yourself, right? That's the whole, don't we want to live well and happy, and we want to trust our instincts and start listening to ourselves again and not following diets, not following other people's rules about accountability. All that. It's very black and white, and we don't work black and white, but we need you to tune in. I need you to tune back into what you want. In one of the earlier, I think day 1 or day 2, we wrote down as many things as we could. It was 30, up to 30 of things we desired and wanted, right? So one of the issues that I see with women trying to get healthy is we focus on what we don't want. So we focus on the scales, we focus on the weight, we focus on the food, we focus on all these things that we don't want, and we're putting no energy into the future, into what we desire, what we want, right? So we're always looking at the past. We're always looking at all the things we don't like about ourselves, or, you know, maybe some hard times that you've had, or we're looking backwards, and the energy isn't right? You're not going to change anything from that energy where you're, you know, feeling sorry for yourself or making excuses, or you're not going to change anything, right? It's going to stay the same until you've had a gutful, and then you go, right, I'm doing it. But you don't want to wait that long, right? You can make easy changes in your day now, today, tomorrow, like, you know, it's not even that difficult, but we just have to get rid of all the other bullshit that you've learned, all the stuff you're thinking in your head, get you out of your head and back into your body, right? Which is why we move our body, right? So that's another thing. Tomorrow, we're going to do a movement. We're going to do actual movement, right? We're going to actually reconnect your brain and your body together. So we're actually going to, so bring your stretchy leggings, because we're going to be, and a mat or something to lie on, because we're going to be doing some exercise. We can do it standing up, actually. It doesn't even matter. You can do it at your desk if you're working, right? So that's happening tomorrow. I'm going to add movement into our training tomorrow, because that's our last day together. But I want to show you how to feel again, feel your body again, right? And to start getting out of your head, which is blocking everything, right? We need to get back to listening to our body and feeling and instincts and following what we want, right? So I've already lost train of what that point was, but I know that was day 2 where we were planning on what we actually want, because we're focusing on the wrong things. So focusing on the weight, focusing on the numbers and the scales and all this sort of stuff, it keeps you trapped in this diet. And I'm not just about diet, but I am a weight loss specialist, so that's what I bring up. That's what I talk about. And not only that, I pretty much, you know, we're struggling. Women, we have struggled, right, through COVID. We have gained weight. We do feel flat and sluggish. We don't fit in our clothes. We are getting told by our doctors we've got cholesterol and we do need to lose weight. So it is important, and not for the reasons of just having a flat tummy. Actually, we want vitality, and we want long-lasting health, and we want no medication, and we want to be fit and strong and healthy, right? That's what we're doing. That's the whole point, yes? You know, yes, we might lose some weight and get a flat tummy, but it's actually more about your longevity and your your well-being and how you want to turn up every day. How do you want to live every day? You want to live however you bloody well like, wear whatever you like, feel amazing. That's the goal. Always, right? Feeling good. Why else would we do anything, right? If we didn't feel good. So, so the problem with the focus that women have is that they're trapped in a cycle of weight, strain, scales, dieting, all that kind of stuff. So it's a mindset thing. It's all about fear. It's all about fear of failure. It's all about being stuck in your head, all about negative self-talk. So today, let's pick something that's unhelpful. It might be something that you say to yourself often, that you're always, maybe you hate yourself in selfies. Maybe you don't like some photos that you were in lately and you didn't realize that you felt like that, or you looked the way you did on that day, or whatever it is, right? So pick something. Maybe it's a binge eating habit after dinner. You've got a habit where you're sitting on the couch and you're polishing off a bag of chips or something, right? Not that I care about that either. So the other thing with these little tiny things that we pick on, and women do pick on them, they pick on themselves all the time, is in the scheme of things, if you are changing your life, you are changing your lifestyle, you are changing the bigger picture for you, right? Then one bag of chips is not going to get in your way, right? We're changing your whole being. We're changing your vibe. You are no longer in that low energy picking on yourself and putting yourself down or paying out on yourself. It's just a low vibe energy, right? We don't want that. Nobody wants that. No one wants to feel guilt and shame and self-loathing and all that kind of stuff. That is going, right? If you're working with me, we don't do that. We don't do that shit, right? Because we're better than that, and we don't need that, right? We need to just put in more positives, and eventually that shit goes. You won't have it. You won't have even those thoughts anymore, right? That's what we want to get you to, where you don't have those thoughts about you anymore. Right? You appreciate your value. You appreciate how, you're wise, you're smart, you're sexy, you're healthy, you're confident, you're capable, you're strong, you're tough. You appreciate the other things. And this is what happens when clients come to me. They're not looking at that stuff. They're only valuing this other little bit over here. They're not seeing the true value of you, right? They're not seeing the whole picture, the whole woman. And not appreciating where they've come from too. Like some have been to hell and back, and they're still working on being better and still helping people. Most of these women that have been to hell and back are still helping people. How the hell, right? These are beautiful, good women. So why would we pick on ourselves? It's just awful. So let's stop that shit. Right now we're stopping that, right? So that's one unhelpful habit that we definitely want to get rid of. But what else is there? So declare something that you want to get rid of, and then together, and you're happy to message in this group. It's a private group, or message me directly. I don't even mind if we have a chat about that. Jump on a call with me and let's tweak that. Let's tweak that, get a strategy. So for instance, if it was water, right? So say, because none of us are drinking enough water, are we, right? We're pretty slack, especially if it's cold and winter. So we find another way, right? So it might be that you have warm water. So if you don't like drinking water, you might prefer warm water in lemon, right? Or a cup of tea, herbal tea, something like that, right? So we find a way to tweak the habit to make it easier and to make it doable, right? So maybe putting a big liter of water on your desk is just not cutting it, because you just look at that water all day. But if I told you to have a glass of water every time you get up, right? Every time you go to the kitchen to get something or make a cup of tea or whatever, have a big drink of water. When you get up in the morning, big drink of water. Before dinner, big drink of water. Over the day, you'll have found you've accidentally drank enough water, right? So how can we make your unhelpful habit, whatever that declaring that is, it might be your morning routine sucks. Like you get up in the morning, you can't get up. You're hitting the snooze button. You're looking at Facebook. You're distracted, you're not planned for the day, like you don't know what to, do you know what I mean? Like, what is it that we can help you with? What can I help you with right now, today, right? Because again, these things aren't hard. It's just that we need to strip out all the garbage so that you can focus and get clear on what you need right now, what you need the most right now, right? And it might be that you need someone to coach you and encourage you and to listen to you and to guide you to get through some of the stuff that you're stuck with, right? So where are you stuck? Maybe we pick the top struggle. Pick the top struggle, the one that's shitting you the most, right? Pick that, yeah? Does that make sense to you? So we're declaring one struggle, and we're going to come up with some tweaks in the group. We can all share, because that'll help each other. If we share and we tell our story, or we tell, we share what's going on with us, that allows and gives permission for other women that have been hiding and feeling guilty and shameful about whatever it is they're doing or not doing. That opens that up, and that shares that problem. And it gives you more support, right? Because we can all help you, not just me answering, but everyone can have an idea of and share an idea of how they do it, and how, you're not alone. And this is the other thing. When you're stuck in your head and you haven't been helped in that way, you don't have a community, or you don't have anywhere where you can ask questions and wonder if you're doing, if there's a better way or whatever. Maybe other people are experiencing the same problems that you're experiencing. When you're not in a community or in a group, you don't have that thing. You don't have that network. And even though we all don't know each other on Facebook, like, you know how it works. Everyone does jump in. Everyone does have advice. Sometimes, not so professional or whatever, but they have advice from their life experience, right? So everybody does usually want to help you. So you're not alone. So like, this is a private group. Write what you like. Tell me what's going on. Like I said, if you're really struggling and you're not coping, message direct and we can have a chat about that. I talked about it yesterday, I'm offering strategy calls. So 60-minute or 90-minute strategy calls. So we sit down and we actually go through what your struggles are and create a plan and a strategy for tweaking, swapping, removing. We barely remove, we add in. What can we add in? What are you not doing? Are you not eating enough fish? Are you not eating enough fruit? Are you not, maybe you're not snacking, so you're starving. Maybe you're going without food because you're sitting at your desk all day and you're not even getting up, right? And you're not moving your body at all either, right? You're not finding a way to make that happen for you. So tell me what's going on and let's see if we can get that tweaked for you, right? I'm interested in the whole picture, right? I'm not just interested in your tummy. It's your tummy. If you're struggling with your butt or your tummy, or not moving and you're gaining weight, it's because you're not doing some other healthy things, right? Once we do the healthy habits that suit you, then your body starts responding and you don't feel like that anymore, right? And everything starts moving and changing and you're on fire. Literally, like you're rocking it. That's what you want. You want to have that energy back, that vitality, that sexy mojo, that creativity. If you're a business girl, creativity, productivity, more energy to give and contribute. So it's not just draining the life force out of you and you're just taking and taking and taking and taking and giving and giving and giving and giving and you got nothing left for you, right? Which is what women do. What the hell? Why are we doing that? What's in it for you? What's in it for you to do that anyway, right? We all need to step out of that stuff and start putting in boundaries and looking after ourselves. So that's today's challenge for you. Declare an unhelpful habit and then let's tweak that, right? Tweak it, come up with a plan for tweaking it, swapping it, changing it somehow, yeah, to make that better. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. So it might even be that we just need to reframe some thinking that you've got going on, create an affirmation or a mantra. So every day you get up and you look at that and you reread it. It might be that you journal, you write everything down in a journal, right? Every day you write. So what habits do we need to be high vibe, right? And I've talked about this all week. I'll put together a sheet of high vibe habits as well, so you know that. I've got lots of help for you. There's a Mojo self-care checklist to see where you're at. If you're not sure where you're at right now and you don't know where you're weak and where you're strong and what needs more TLC, that's another thing we can talk about. So, like I said, strategy calls are brilliant and they really do make a difference straight away, instantly. Like, ask any of the girls. I don't know if there's any girls in here that have had them. Honestly, they've changed their perspective. I think that's the thing. Being encouraged and having support changes your perspective. It opens up the whole gamut of ideas and opportunities and possibilities that you didn't see before, right? And sometimes you need someone to help you do that because you're stuck in the trees. You can't see the forest for the trees, right? Do you know what I mean? So, okay, I always say I'm going to do a short one, didn't do a short one, but that's all right. I hope that was helpful. And please let me know where you're stuck. Let's start there. Start with your top struggle. Knowledge is not power, right? Knowledge is fucking confusing and there's too much of it out there. And knowledge is great if you can break it into bite-sized chunks that you can use, right? If you can actually apply it. And even, you know, we're all smart ladies. It's really hard to apply it when all your, you know, when the rest of your world and called life is all over the shop, right? If you're struggling with older parents, with teenagers, with, you know, with changing relationships, careers, breakdowns, lockdowns, like if you've got all this stuff going on, health issues, it's very hard to get clear what you need to do next, what your next step is, right? Because life happens and it does kick you in the ass. There's no doubt about that. So being unshakable, being strong, being confident, and having strategies to cope, right? And to not just cope, not just survive, but to do it in a way that you want to show up and the way you want to feel, and to be more in control and have more choices, right? You have control, you have choices. It's not just happening to you. And again, that's a perspective. So, you know, if that's where you're at, and we can meet you where you're at, right? I coach from where you're at and bring you up to a different level, right? I get, you know, I've been in survival mode too, where the world sucks and it's, you know, all happening to you. And now that's not the case, right? We have a choice in everything we do, every moment we're making decisions. We just need to make them for us, right? Make them based on what we want, not trying to please somebody else, yeah? All right, I can talk all day on this stuff, as you can see. So I'll let you go and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye. See you tomorrow. Wear your leggings because we'll do some movement. I'm going to open the class, oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to open the session tomorrow, and it'll actually be, I've got a coach call at 12, so it'll actually be before that. It'll be about 11 tomorrow, I think. Or maybe I'll make it, yeah. Maybe I'll make it 1:30. Maybe we'll do 1:30 so that if you have a lunch break, you can do some exercise with me, yeah? Let's do that. I'll post tomorrow. So 1:30 tomorrow is the last day of the challenge. I'm going to talk about some offers I've got for you too, and ways that we can work together. But I'm also going to give you a workout to connect you back into your body, right? So we're going to actually do that. Okay, you don't need to get sweaty, by the way. We don't do that. We just move. It'll be all good. It'll be like stretching, and you'll feel amazing. All right. See you guys. Bye.